Hey guys, Coach Jason, welcome back. So I'm going to continue on. We're kind of winding down with the half marathon training series. I've got 2 videos left. Today I want to talk about those 6 workouts for 5:30 per mile for the half marathon, which is, and I'll take you over here for a second, it's about 112, a little over 112. And then I'm going to finish off with 5 minutes per mile for the half marathon. And now you're looking close to 105 and change. So, by the way, I've already done 8 minutes, 7:30, 7 minutes, 6:30, 6 minutes, and they're all in the description below. I also have fully detailed training programs for the half marathon, so you can make comparisons. You can see how to plug them in accordingly, and I also have 5K and 10K workouts and training plans down below as well. So they're all kind of related to each other. So you have a lot of detail down below. You also have 200 plus videos at your disposal on this channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet and you're a coach or an athlete, this channel is definitely for you if you want to learn a lot more just information about running. And I'm speaking from 2 decades plus experience as a coach. And I want to share as much as I've learned from some of the best coaches and therapists in the world out there with you. And if you're a budding coach and you want to just continue improving your skill set and just learn more, this is the place. If you're an athlete and you're looking to become a coach, this is the place. Or if you're just self-coached, this is the place. It doesn't really matter. There's a lot of good content on this channel, and it can be very, very helpful. And feel free to share it with other people you know in the running community, other runners, other coaches who you think might benefit from it. So, because that's my goal, is just to serve as many folks in the running community as possible. Sport's been really good to me, and I want to give back. So I hope you find the stuff on here helpful. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to put them in the comments or reach out to me directly at blackbeltrunningcoach@gmail.com. I answer questions regularly via email as well, so I'm more than happy to help. Let's get over here to the whiteboard, and I'll take you through the workouts. And if you've seen already the excuse me, the 6 minute per mile video, these workouts are the same. Okay, every 3 videos in the series, I give you 6 new workouts. So you're going to have 18 new workouts for the half marathon just in this series alone. And then you have, almost 2 dozen for the 10K, almost 2 dozen for 5K as well. And then after the half marathon, we're going to move over to the marathon, and I'm going to take you through some workouts as well. And we'll start from probably 10 minutes a mile, and I'll work my way all the way down to 5 minutes per mile. So let's get to the workouts. By the way, like I said, 5:30 per mile is equivalent to 112.10 for the half marathon. Okay, so the first workout is 800 meter reps, and if you see my other videos already, I've been a progression from 400s to 600s to 800s and so on. Okay, just to give you options. So you're building towards 8 to 10 of these with a 2-minute recovery, and the goal is to do them from 10K pace down to 5K pace as a progression. And in this case, it's 237, which is about 5:15 mile pace, to 232, which is about 5:04 per mile pace. So again, a progression from 10K to 5K pace. So 10K and 5K equivalent to a 5:30 per mile for the half marathon. That's the point behind that, okay? So, and again, this can act as a speed development component. Not every workout needs to be long. Not every rep needs to be long. These are important components to half marathon training as well, okay? So that's the first workout. The second one, and by the way, this is a repeatable workout. So it's something you can do, let's say, 3 times in a season. And every 3 to 4 weeks you do it again, and then you can just progress a little bit faster each time. And you'll see whether it's running faster in the workout or recovering better, they're all signs of progress. Okay, so it's important to look out for these things. Okay, now the second workout is a half marathon race progression. Okay, a race pace progression, and I broke it up into 4 pieces. So let's say you're in a 16-week training program, you're doing it maybe every 3 weeks. If it's a 12-week training program, maybe doing it every 2 weeks or something like that. So the first time you do it, it's 2 times a 4K. Okay, that's 8K total. It's 5 miles of total running, but broken up into 2 pieces. And you have a 2:30 recovery in between each rep, and you're running them at half marathon pace, which is 5:30 to 5:25 per mile. Okay. Then 2 to 3 weeks later, you combine them and you do 5 miles consecutively, or 8K consecutively at the goal half marathon pace. Again, 5:30 to 5:25. Now you've gone from broken up into 2 pieces to together. That's a progression, okay? Spending more time at goal pace. 2 to 3 weeks after that, 2 times 3.5 miles, which is 7 miles of total running broken up into 2 pieces. You have the same 2:30 active recovery, okay? and then it's going to be at the 5:30 to 5:25 pace, the goal half marathon pace. And then the fourth time, another progression forward, you're combining them together and running 7 miles consecutively at half marathon pace, 5:30 to 5:25 per mile. You need to know what it feels like to be at goal half marathon pace at about 7-8 miles in for that long. Just like for a marathon, you need to know what it feels like to be at goal marathon pace, at 15 miles or 16 miles. It's a very important benchmark for both, okay? But that's a progression, doing more and more and more at goal pace. Not every workout needs to be faster and faster and faster. This is a different sign of progression, okay? Workout 3. By the way, this is something you do all season. This is also something you can do early, mid, and late season as well. This is more of a mid-season transition workout, or mid to late season, if you want to get sharpening a little bit, or as approaching a key race as well. So it's broken up into pieces. The first piece is a 5K, and you do it at half marathon pace, so 5:30 to 5:25 per mile, 4 minutes of active recovery. Then you do 3 times of 400 meters, okay? We're putting a little bit of speed component right in the middle, okay? A pace variation, but you take a 1 minute recovery, and these 400 meter reps are at 5K pace. In this case, it's 115 to 116 per rep, okay? You take a 4 minute recovery after the last one. Then you do another 5K. Go back to half marathon pace, 5:30 to 5:25 per mile, take a 4 minute active recovery, and then you do it again, 3 times 400 at the end, with a 1 minute recovery at the same 5K pace, which is 75 to 76 or 115 to 116 per rep. This gives you an idea of how to settle in, how to accelerate, and how to finish strong. And if you add it up, 5K and 5K, it's 10K, and then 6 times 400 meters, it's 1.5 miles worth of running. You're at about 7.5 miles worth of running, or a little more than 7.5, but it's broken up into pieces, okay? This is a good workout for races that change pace, people that throw accelerations into races. It's a good workout to teach you kind of be ready for anything. It's a good workout like that. And it's also a good workout when you start transitioning into more intense stuff later on in the season. That's why I've incorporated some of the speed stuff in the middle of it. Okay, so it's a good mid-season workout as you start transitioning into the more intense race-specific stuff. Workout 4 is a 10-mile progression run. Now, some folks will do this with a warm-up and a cool-down, depending on training volume and experience and all that stuff. And that's really up to you as a coach or a runner. Or some folks do it just as a 10-mile run, and they progress from 7 minutes down to 5:30 per mile, about 90 seconds slower than goal pace, progressing towards goal pace. It's a good way of teaching your body how to run gradually faster throughout a run. Also, it's a good way of increasing your aerobic capacity and your threshold and your capacity to handle more difficult training later on. This is a great way of simulating that. It's also a great way of simulating races, because in a lot of times with the longer races, just maintaining your pace, your goal pace, makes it feel like you're running faster than you actually are. This is a great way of kind of callousing you and getting you ready for that, so that the worst you do is maintain pace, but in a lot of cases you can accelerate towards the end. So it's giving you a different training dynamic, but it's also a very important stimulus and component of training. This is also a workout that you could repeat a couple times throughout a season, okay? It's also a good way of simulating being out there for an extended period of time, running harder and harder and harder and harder. 5th workout, 5 times 2,400 meters, or 5 times 1.5 miles. You take a 2:30 active recovery, and then you're doing them locking in half marathon pace or slightly faster. So each rep is at 5:30 to 5:25 per mile. Okay, in this case, it's 7:15 to about 7:08 per rep. That's the total time per rep. Okay, equal to 7.5 miles worth of running. I've used this one on a lot of athletes training for the marathon. This is a good one to do to train for the half marathon. A good one will be about 3 weeks out, and from a key half marathon or a goal race, and it gives you a really good idea of how close you are. And I had somebody do it at about 4:53 per mile, and on average for this workout, and he averaged about 4:55 per mile at the half marathon. So it's pretty close with the same recovery. Okay. Also on flat ground. So if your half marathon race is flat, this is a good workout to do on flat. You want to simulate as much as possible whatever the layout of the course is, which takes me to the last workout, which is the rolling long run. If you have rolling hills available, it's a good idea to incorporate a rolling long run as much as you possibly can. Not only as a way of building strength towards for everything, whether it be running on the track or flat races, but also a great way of simulating the fluctuation in pace and rhythm of a hilly race. Okay, so it simulates a lot of different things. And again, being able to simulate and build strength at the same time, that's a good run. And at this point, the more fitter, more experienced folks are building this up to about 17 or 18 miles for a long run. Now, some might do more, some might do less. That's completely up to them and up to you. But this is a good benchmark because it's easily transitionable, so that if you're running a half and you want to transition to the marathon in the next season, you've already built up the long run to the point where you don't need to transition that much further. You can actually get in a couple of 20-plus long runs in a marathon training cycle because you've already built up to this number already. So it's a good way of looking at it, but it's also a good way of transitioning downward too. A lot of folks training for 10K will even go up to 18 miles for a long run, but it's even if you want to go down to 16 or 15, again, it's easy way. This is a good sweet spot number, transitioning upward or transitioning downward, but doing it rolling as often as you can, particularly if you have softer surfaces available. It's a great idea. It's a great way of building leg strength, especially if you have a much more forgiving surface. It's fantastic. It'll aid with your recovery as well. So, and again, this is something you can do on a Saturday or Sunday, and you don't come back again. You maybe do a workout a Tuesday or the following week or something like that, depending on how the layout of your training is and how well you handle these long runs as well. Some folks might get a little bit beat up on the long runs. You might need an additional day to get in a workout. There's no rule that says you have to do workouts on this day and this day and this day. If you don't recover from a long run, you need an extra day, you take it. You don't recover from a workout and you need an extra day for your long run, you take it. Okay, you modify the schedule accordingly so that you can recover appropriately. And that applies to your athletes as well as a coach. So, hope you found these 6 helpful. Okay, and like I said, the next video is going to be 5 minutes per mile. And the workouts are going to be pretty much the same. There might be a little bit of an adjustment in the rest component, but you'll see the difference and you'll see how to progress from not only 6 minutes to this, but from this to 5 minutes per mile. You need, okay, if I'm doing these amount of workouts, remember, you're building towards these paces. These are goal paces, okay, to get you to that. The same applies to the next one. So you'll see how to progress from here to the next one and how to kind of build into it, okay? And again, giving yourself time, giving yourself, an appropriate amount of time to do it is important. And it's also a good idea to hit these goal races or be right near them before you start increasing the training intensity. It does not make sense to increase the intensity of your training unless you have time trials or races to back your fitness up, okay? That's one of the important components that sometimes folks overlook, and then it can get them sick or injured or both. And that's the last thing you want to do, particularly when you're training for a half marathon or a marathon, because you spend so much time training for a race that's so long, it's not like you can come back the following week to do it again. This isn't a 5K. It's not a 3K. Okay, you need more time, so you have to be a little bit more precise with your training and a little bit more diligent in terms of how you schedule stuff. So keep that in mind as well. So hope you enjoyed this. If you did, hit the thumbs up. And again, thanks for watching. Talk to you next time.